Alright, so bulking versus maintaining, what should you do? Now, let's start this video off by saying just because you are eating an excess amount of calories doesn't mean that it's going into building muscle, or it doesn't even mean that you're going to be building muscle faster. Yeah, the scale might go up a tick or two, but you have to understand it doesn't mean you're building muscle. It could also mean an excess amount of fat that's being stored in your body as well. Trust me, I know this better than anyone. When I bulked, I was like 173 pounds. It was crazy and it was really ugly. So what you have to understand as well is, for example, on a calorie deficit, the reason why we might not be building as much muscle while on a surplus or on a maintenance phase is because there's a lack of carbohydrates. Not necessarily a lack, but your body is consuming less carbs than it would on the maintenance or a building phase. So with that out the way, we can also understand that because of that, our body is not using glycogen to its fullest extent. So by therefore, we are kind of not hindering in a way, but we are not really building muscle at our fullest extent to our maximum potential. So to basically summarize all that stupid shit I just said, understand that if it's between me, like you have to bulk depending on your body fat. And like if you're skinny as shit and you really like have to like build muscle, then yeah, I would bulk. Like you're not gonna go from like 110 to like 150 by just maintaining. Like yeah, if your situation is necessary for that, then do it. Yeah. But let's say if you're like me, you're around, you know, sub 10% body fat or something like that, and you don't want to really get fat like that again, then yeah, I would maintain. The only thing I would say is if you're gonna go on a surplus, it really depends on your factors outside of the gym. A lot of things outside of the gym cause fatigue, like stress, poor sleep, poor nutrient intake. So if that was the case, and you know that you struggle with that, then yeah, I would go on a surplus about 200 to 300. But if you have all that checked off and you don't really need to worry about that, then I would really just maintain, eat at a caloric intake where it's at a maintenance phase, because you have to understand that's just, you don't really build muscle fast. You have to understand that muscle building is very slow and it's a very slow process. That's why it takes years and years for these guys to get where they ultimately want to get.